Welcome to Integrity Inspire, your daily dose of inspiration and motivation, featuring the bright and talented members of the Integrity Marketing Group family. Now, here's your host, Integrity co-founder and CEO, Brian W. Adams.
Good morning, Integrity family. Wow, what a great way to kick off 2022. Thanks for everyone for joining our first Inspire podcast of the year. Holy cow, we are back together. Hope everyone had a wonderful break and a wonderful new year and celebrating with those that you love. We are so excited to kick off this new year together. And I want to mention you are hearing Ann Wood here as today's host. Brian W. Adams is under the weather this morning. I was just mentioning, I don't think I've ever heard him take a day for being sick, which means he must be quite sick. He'll be fine. But we are so excited to be here together for this inaugural Inspire for 2022. So we're going to start with some highlights from last year, and then we are going to share some exciting news today. We are back on audio. We are so excited from going from video back to audio. It has been so fun to have Inspire in whatever channel we can, and today we are back audio and welcoming our first new family member of 2022. So we'll get started with a few announcements first, and then we'll jump in. So first, we wanted to highlight last year. Last year was an incredible year for all of us here at Integrity. It was a massive year for the entire Integrity family. Our fourth quarter was one of the best yet, which was very, very important because our fourth quarter is the most important one of the year for us, and it brought us incredible momentum heading into 2022. We are so proud of everything everyone was able to do. We are so grateful for Game Time. For those of you that are new to Integrity, Game Time is how we pump each other up during the fourth quarter. Because it is our heavy season, we want to do fun things that bring us together. So thank you to all the team captains and everything everyone did in Game Time 2021. It was huge. It was one of our best yet. It was the best yet. And we have so many memories we're going to continue to share. So with that, we also wanted to mention that last year on the 2021 Inspire podcast, we introduced 52 new members of the Integrity family that added 76 new managing partners. I can't even believe, I bet if I picture everyone's mouths right now, they're wide open. Can't believe that we have 76 new managing partners joining the Integrity family. That was a huge year last year. As mentioned, Inspire was started 2 years ago as a way to bring us together as an Integrity family. It is held weekly. It is the way we get together every week to have energy, to start off with motivation. Just to hint the pre-show, if anyone ever wants to join us on the pre-show, Kendall shares motivational minutes and fun facts and fun jokes that gets us excited each week. So we love Inspire every week. We're excited to come together as a family. So the last two mentions we want to say for 2021 was we made some incredibly huge announcements in December. I mean, massive, our biggest yet. First was the news of our new investors led by Silver Lake, a $1.2 billion investment that we shared in December, which was huge news. We were able to share it with the Integrity family first, all of you, and then we were able to share it with I like saying, share it with the world. Nationally, we were able to share it through national press all throughout the country, and it was amazing to see Brian on different radio shows, television shows, news broadcasts sharing our news about Silver Lake. We're so excited to have them. We are so excited to have these new investors help join the Integrity story and help propel us even further. And then the biggest announcement yet was we capped off last year by giving out $125 million through our employee ownership plan to every employee that had been with us over a certain period of time and who qualified during that period of time. And then we made every single employee a new shareholder of Integrity, no matter how long they had been with us. We made every employee a new shareholder, which means we are all partners. We are all welcome to the family. We are all new partners together. Brian traveled across the country to see many of you and then shared this incredible news via video on our Inspire podcast just before the holiday. This was such an important program to us because we want to make sure everyone knows, all the thousands of you on this call today, how valued each of you are and how grateful we are for all that you're doing to drive Integrity forward. We're all pulling the same direction, and that is the power of the Integrity family. So with that, those were incredible news that we shared in 2021. And today we have our first exciting news of 2022. We have another amazing announcement to share today where we're welcoming another partner to Integrity. I mentioned on the pre-show, they are very lucky to be the first ones for 2022. Inspire is a very big deal to us in the Integrity family, and we are so excited to announce that the Diversified Companies is joining the Integrity family. This has been a long time coming. We are so excited to have them. We're going to be sharing their story today. As part of the acquisition, Michael J. Rose Sr., the founder and CEO of the Diversified Companies, and his three sons, Michael J. Rose Jr., the company's CMO, Anthony Rose, President and CFO, and Daniel Rose, the company's COO, will all be becoming managing partners at Integrity. Diversified Companies was founded in 1979. Their headquarters in Parsippany, New Jersey. I actually even know how to say that. We just have a funny joke about pronunciation on this call. So those of you who've been on Inspire joke about it, that we practice, and then when it's a live show, we always joke that we mess up pronunciation. So we're so excited. As a former New Yorker, I'm very proud to have a New Jersey family joining Integrity. We're so excited. So Diversified has nearly 50 staff members and over 1,100 licensed independent agents, and they focus on Medicare Advantage and final expense products. So as you can tell, being a family-oriented business, obviously Michael and his three sons being a family-owned business, they treat everyone as family. So they treat their agents, the carriers, their employees as family, and they are hugely well-respected industry leader. We have all known of them. We are so excited to have them. We're grateful that they'll be a part of Integrity family, and we're so excited to hear their story today. So with that, we are actually welcoming all four the Rose Boys on today's Inspire. So we're so excited to have you, and we have a fun little joke story with Mike Sr. first. So are you guys on? Mike Sr., you're up first. Say hello to the Integrity family.
I am. Hi. Here.
We are so excited to have you. Yes, and I heard, was it your birthday this past Sunday? Is that true?
That is true. It's number 70.
I know. Number 70. Congratulations, number 70.
Thank you.
Well, usually for birthdays, we sing to you, but we've done that before to Brian Garrity, and it didn't go very well. So instead, we heard you're ready to give a song for us this morning. So we're going to start off with that because you're part of the Integrity family. This is our first way of joining together. So are you good with that?
I'm always ready to sing for my supper.
All right, here we go. We're ready to hear you, and then we clap after. The entire Inspire podcast crew. Be ready to clap. Okay, Mike Sr., you're up.
Start spreading the news. It's happening today. We are all now a part of it. Integrity. Regrets, we've had more than a few, but then again, too few to mention. We did what we had to do and saw it through without exemption. We planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this, we did it our way.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, that was awesome. Custom words and all. Oh, my gosh.
We don't just play. We play full out.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. We're glad to have you. That was awesome. That was such a great way to start off the year. Thank you. And you sang for yourself for your birthday. Thank you. Thank you. You're awesome. And we are going to start with your story. So we are so excited to hear your story. We know you have decades of experience, 4 decades to be exact, and obviously built an incredibly successful business. We heard you had an interesting start. You actually have an interior design degree. Is that true? We want to hear your whole background.
That is true. I started off 50 years ago, graduating from New York School of Interior Design. I started an at-home drapery, shop-at-home service, going out into people's homes and selling draperies, slipcovers, carpeting, etc. I've always been in sales. I started in sales when I was about 8 years old. I started as a shoe shine boy and ended up becoming a newspaper boy, working at pizza parlors and always on the boardwalks and down the New Jersey shore, and always wanted to be just an independent businessman. So While I was in the drapery business, I was recruited by someone to be an investment advisor. I thought, only to find out that I was going to actually be going out and talking to people and picking up their insurance policies and bringing them back to the office where someone else would analyze them and come up with a solution to sell them deposit term. I wasn't even licensed at the point, so I'd have to have another agent go out and do the presentation after I collected their policy, and then I realized that I could be doing this. All I have to do is go out and get a license. So I went out and got my license and started selling the deposit term and annuities at that point in time. And during that, where I decided to open up an agency, got involved in the industry with the National Association of Health Underwriters, and ended up going through their executive chairs. And during that time period, I was also the founding father of the National Association of Insurance Marketers. I brought together about 35 of some of the larger health and life insurance agencies across the country. At one point, we were actually up to 63 members, I believe it was. The idea was to share product with all of our members and be able to have more clout with the insurance companies and to learn from one another. Its intent was very similar to what the Integrity model is. Integrity has just done it in a much larger and broader and more successful way than NAME actually did. Although they're still in existence, there's certainly nothing like Integrity is. And we're extremely proud to become a partner in Integrity. And we're just so excited about being partners in this great organization.
Wow, that's incredible. So you have been basically an independent salesman and businessman ever since you were 8. You were that's an incredible story. We love on Inspire, by the way, telling stories of how people have succeeded, because someone will be listening on this call and they'll be inspired by what you just said. The fact that you can do it on your own, the fact that you were recruited to do a specific job and that you turned it into another job, the fact that you are the founder of the National Association of Insurance Marketers, which all of us on this call know. All of us are very familiar with that organization, and the fact that you had the vision to create that. And you're right, that is like a beginning Integrity, right? And that's the power of Integrity, is coming together to be able to share product information, to share exclusive products, and be able to have relationships with the carriers. You're exactly right. So that is amazing that your story inspires all of us. And now your 3 sons are also involved. So were they always involved? Did you want them to be involved? How did that start? Because a family business is a unique business, as you know.
Oh, yeah. I got them all involved at a very young age, from taking them out into parking lots and when I was selling automobile insurance with a little insurance agency, and having them walk around the parking lots and putting flyers on cars, and right down to whenever there was a street fair, I'd dress them up in clown costumes and put them out in the street to bring customers in and hand out flowers to all customers just to bring them into the store. So they've been involved since they were very, very young. And I won't tell you which one we actually put into the clown costume when they were about 10 years old. I promised I would never tell on that one.
You will never tell on that one. I wish there was a photo of that one, because that was very, very
There is a
funny.
photo of that, actually. There is a photo.
Oh, my gosh.
I might share it someday.
Don't tempt us. Yeah, that's a very inspiring thing to do, to share photos after when you tell stories. So maybe one of the 3 sons is so excited to be part of Integrity, he'll be okay letting us see that photo. That's hilarious.
You'll have to ask them that.
Okay, all right. We'll guess and see if we can ask them. That sounds great. Well, we're going to start with one of them, because having family members join a company and working together so closely is quite unique. And so, Anthony, we wanted to start with you and hear how you got started, how you joined the business, and what you did before the business that brought you into the successful Diversified business.
Great. Thanks, Dan. So happy to be here. So excited to be a part of this. Feeling inspired already. I got licensed in 1993. I sold final expense insurance through college, actually helped put me through college. And after I graduated, I decided I needed to get out of the family business. I'd been in it for a while, and I needed to go kind of do my own thing. So I went off to big old New York City and got a job as an executive recruiter. I was working with some pretty high-level salespeople within the IT industry. And after about a year and a half, I said, I can't stand 3 hours of commuting every day. And Diversified, that company I used to work at, kind of needs a recruiting department. So Dad and I had a bunch of dinners, had some drinks, and did a lot of negotiating to get me back to Diversified and kind of start the recruiting department. From there, kind of worked myself out into the field again, built a pretty successful team out in the field, and then, of course, moved back on the inside. And it kind of took off from there. have worn many hats throughout, know a lot of people on this call, which just makes it even that much more exciting to be able to announce this today. And then about 2003, Mike Jr. came in, which was great to have another counterpart come in, so that I wasn't just me working with Dad. So got super excited when Mike came in, and I think Mike's story then starts from there.
Yes, thank you, Anthony. We love hearing these stories. As you said, I'm already inspired already. That'll be a quote we use, by the way, after this show. So we love telling each individual story because the fact that you went off on your own and then came back, that's what Inspire is all about, is inspiring each of us on the call to pull up our bootstraps, to do more with our skills, and to pull the Integrity family together, right, to leverage our skills. And so your story is a perfect example. I love how you said, after a little bit of negotiating and a little bit of discussion, you came back, which is awesome, to start the recruiting.
It was
so
a lot
thank you for joining us.
What Anthony doesn't tell you is that, and didn't realize, was that I was getting him back no matter what I had to do, because he had become such a successful recruiter. And one of the things that the agency was really lacking was a recruiter, and he was so successful at it in the executive recruiting firm that he was with in New York, that I was going to do whatever I had to do. He has no idea that I got away cheap. Okay, he sold it a little bit less than I would have got a lot further to get him into it. So, and it was a great decision.
And I find this out 20 years later. Great.
Exactly.
Well, it all worked out, right? That's the point. It worked out, is that you both saw it as a win-win. So that's hilarious to share that 20 years later. We got that. We got a clown costume already. We're killing it this morning. This is awesome. All right. So then Michael Jr. joins. We are very interested to hear your story. Michael, I heard you have an interesting background, too, that brought you into Diversified.
Yeah, and once again, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much, Ann. I started as a kid. I may have worn that clown costume. It depends on what incentive would be put in front of me to disclose that picture, but I may have been the one. And I remember sitting there looking at the kids, like the other agents, and asking my father, sitting there in the car, asking, Dad, tell me about this agent. Tell me about this one. Why isn't this one working harder? Why isn't this one doing what they're supposed to be doing? Why is their numbers down? And I was very, very interested. But I also wanted to make a real profound, big difference in the world. And I found myself, after college, right in college, deciding that I wanted to go into the seminary to become a priest. And I was there for about 3.5 years. It was fantastic. I learned so much. It was a great experience for me. It definitely nurtured me and helped me to make the decisions that I wanted to do and continue pursuing what I wanted to do. But the truth is I really couldn't leave my high school sweetheart behind. And I left after that time period, decided to we got married. We now have 7 kids. But I went to my father right away and said, Dad, I'd like to come back to the business. And he said, well, fine, if you want to do that, nobody works for me unless they sell. And immediately, Anthony sat down with me and was just a fantastic role model, fantastic example of how that needs to be done. He taught me everything I needed to know on a sales side so that I can go out there and do it. I started in Medicare Advantage, got involved in final expense sales as well. And then after having the experience, started working on different areas of leads and everything, and I came back in-house.
If I may, he was out doing what he needed to do. His talent and his ability as far as IT was something that we did not have in the business. So, again, this is another son who thinks that he came back to me when I was trying to get him into the business all along. He just didn't know that I was trying to do that. Unfortunately, that worked out real well, too. When he did come back, and after learning everything that he needed to about sales, ended up running our entire IT department and still does that to this day.
Mike Sr., it sounds like you're pretty convincing. I mean, obviously an incredible businessman, but you're pretty convincing to get 2 sons to come back. We're going to get to the third one in a minute. And you were trying to get them, and they didn't even realize. I love sharing everything 20 years later, by the way. And we just figured out who was in the clown suit. So we got that one now, who is in the clown suit. And we may have, and he just gave us an incentive to do so. And if you know anything about integrity, is we are competitive people. So the fact that he just put a challenge out there for us on the marketing team, to get him to maybe admit that and maybe give us a photo, we're all over it. Don't you? You should see the marketing chain that's blowing up right now of what we're going to do to convince you. So that is awesome. And you're going to be a priest, and now you have 7 children. I mean, if that wasn't inspiring, holy cow, the whole stories are unbelievable. And we have one more to go. So, Dan, you came last, And
I
can't wait to hear your story because I bet it's as inspiring as these gentlemen.
Right on. So thank you so much, Ann. You know, we are all been looking forward to this day for a long time. So Integrity World, we can't wait to see you, meet you. You know, being with some of you guys over the last couple of weeks, just kind of getting to know you. It's been awesome. So thank you guys for the warm welcome. I actually came into the business in 2010. You know, growing up, I always told myself, I'm not going to go do what my older brothers did, whether it be the same high school or whatever. Just going to do my own thing. You know, all three of us, Anthony's son is included, all have gone to Seton Hall. You know, I know there's a lot of SEC football, Big Ten football guys on the call, but we are a Big East basketball school. You know, that's what we're known for. And when I was there at Seton Hall, I was actually a student manager for the basketball team. So ran practices, games, traveled with the team, what have you, and really involved in college basketball overall. Right after college, I actually worked for a company that basically ran a 28,000 square foot basketball facility, from recruiting to coaching to kind of getting kids to camp, playing on teams, and just traveling on the AAU circuit. That's really what I was involved in. And when I was 24, I kind of decided, you know, I want basketball to be a part of my life. I want coaching to be my life. You know, I don't want basketball to be everything. I just want it to be a part. So at that point in time, I kind of had a conversation with my two brothers, my father, to say, how can I continue this in my career? And it happened to be with Diversified on the recruiting side and the coaching side and the sales training side and the mentorship side. So it's kind of how my circle kind of came to be was through that realm.
He's another one who thought that he came to us, okay, but I was setting him up every single week, every single time that I talked to him about what his job and what he was doing and how we do the same thing, but just in a different field. So I had been setting him up all along as well, and he didn't realize it. I think they all did at some point in time, but I was blessed enough to be able to get all of them back into the business. So they think that they made the decision that they wanted to come into Diversified, but they were pulled in, whether they wanted to be or not. And thank God they wanted to be.
Yeah, listen how excited they are now.
That's for sure.
Yeah, right now. So, I still coach, still involved in the game, but it's a part of my life, not as my life. That's the best part about it. You know, working with the salespeople every day, that's become the life that I really was looking to lead, if that makes any sense. So thank you.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yes, and I'm so excited. As we'll mention at the end of this call, this announcement will be made tomorrow publicly. So today it's confidentially within the Integrity family, the thousands of members of the Integrity family. But in the video that everyone will see, as you gentlemen have seen, is it really shows how your strengths come together. So, Mike Senior, as we mentioned, family businesses are unique. What makes it so that you guys have the strengths together? What's the secret sauce of Diversified? What is it that sets you apart?
Commitment, love, loyalty, family, excitement about opportunities that we're blessed to be able to take advantage of. Those have all been critical to the success that we have. If you talk to our people, majority of our people have been with us for 10, 15, 25 years. And it's important to us that they continue to stay on with us. We invest in helping our agents and our employees grow. Our mission statement is to positively impact lives. And our agents become our family. We invest in them. We invest ourselves in them. And we always work to forge really strong relationships, not only on the employee and agent level, but on the carrier level as well. It's about relationships and commitment and loyalty and just having that integrity to stand up and do what you're supposed to do when nobody's looking. We have a strong focus on offering products with carriers that fits. We positively impact the lives of all of the people that we come in contact with. At least we attempt to anyway.
Oh, wow. That really would make the difference, having a mission statement that you're all looking towards and working towards it. We have one here at Integrity as well, and it is about the commitment to the individual, and we'll share that with a lot of people coming up. Actually, it's on our new website, too. Okay, so there's an incredible story that I've heard a lot of you guys share. So you can go in whichever order you want, but it is very funny that you weren't really sure you were going to join Integrity because you hadn't met us and you didn't know, but you had your first meeting with us. So we don't really want to hear about what you decided before Integrity. We want to hear once you decided Integrity because that's the fun part. So once you walked into the meeting with Integrity, you were pleasantly surprised. And when you guys left, you guys had a conversation with each other. So we want to hear that story on here because it was amazing how you all had the same thoughts, the same feelings, and now you've joined us, which we're so excited about. And you're right, by the way. I am an Integrity partner as of 2 years ago. It is better than you will ever imagine, and we were very excited to join. We joined actually 2 years ago this week, and it is amazing. It'll bless your business. It'll bless your lives. You will be so excited. So we want to hear your story once you decided to join Integrity, because I hear it's a good one.
This is Anthony. We obviously had a bunch of suitors trying to chase us down over the last couple of years. And we decided that no matter what we did, we were only going to go partner with a company that could help us positively impact more lives. And we flew into Dallas very early in the morning after leaving other meetings. We kind of thought our minds were made up already. To be honest, we thought we were just going through the motions with Integrity. And we walked into the building in Dallas, and all of a sudden it was like we were starting all over again as far as where our heads were at and the thought process. We were welcomed at the door. We all got this extremely warm feeling going through us. We met Brian within minutes of walking in the door and were able to spend basically the entire day with him. From the people in the offices that we met to all the conversations we had with Brian, with Eric, with all the others that we met, we all kind of said, oh my goodness, this is where we need to be. We don't know why did we ever consider anything other than this greatness that we are all feeling right now. And they always say you have to go with a gut feeling, and that gut feeling came across all four of us.
We walked out of the Integrity office. We went downstairs. We told Brian and Eric that we need to go back and we need to think about this, and we'll get back to them. We walked out of the offices and went downstairs, and the four of us were ecstatic with the offer that they had made to us. And we looked at each other, and I said, did we just tell them that we need to think about this? And my three sons looked at me, and we were all like getting very emotional. And I said, what the hell is wrong with this? What's wrong with us? We told them that we have to think about this.
You know, it's kind of funny. You know, the four of us are on North Jersey through and through. We grew up 12 miles out of Manhattan, and you took some big city guys and you brought them down to Dallas, and we kind of felt like, you know, this is kind of going from rookie ball directly into Cooperstown. You know, from being big city guys in general, we got wowed in Dallas, and from there it just kind of took us to the next league, and we're so excited to move forward with you guys.
And Dan, I appreciate that you just brought up going to Dallas was a difficult thing, myself being a Giant fan and my two brothers being Cowboys. It was painful to go to Dallas as that Giant fan, but we did, and we saw what Integrity had to offer. It truly was an emotional moment. We all had tears in our eyes, to be honest. You know, we didn't really know what to do with ourselves, but we realized that this is the opportunity we need to be able to positively impact the lives of every single one of our associates, our employees, and our clients. And we realized that Integrity has everything we need to be able to do so and bring us to the next level. And we're pretty excited to be able to move forward with you guys.
And we look forward to the Cowboys going to the Super Bowl this year as well.
Not all.
Yeah, this is the wrong year.
Not the whole family. The whole family doesn't feel that way.
I love. You will hear this banter throughout the Integrity family on all kinds of teams, all kinds of sports, all kinds of any competition. Integrity is good for it. So that is hilarious. That's another challenge up there to see who could go. I am a New Yorker, by the way. I grew up on Long Island, so lots of connectivity there. I have family in Jersey City as well right now, and I will support one side of the family right now with that statement. So, all right. Well, with that, we are so excited to have you. We have some partners who are here to congratulate you. And what happens, and as you can tell, your phones are already blowing up. I already saw that you guys are texting because people are so excited. Again, we keep this confidential till tomorrow because we announce this publicly tomorrow. This is just within the Integrity family today. And we are so excited to have a couple partners who are just dying to be on, saying, I have to congratulate them. I have to join. So with that, Allentown, will you be the first to welcome the Diversified, the Rose Boys, to the Integrity family?
Oh, it's my honor to be here. I got to tell you, Ann, I'm just sitting here at my desk with the biggest smile on my face listening to these guys. There's just so much love that radiates through this conversation and respect. Mike Sr., Anthony, Mike Jr., Danny, of course, a.k.a. the Rose Boys. Guys, I couldn't be more excited for you. And being the first new partner announcement of 2022 is actually very, very special. I think it's a wonderful way to tip off the new year as we move forward. Guys, I couldn't be more proud or happy for your entire families, for your management team, your staff, and your entire distribution. You know, we have a friendship that actually spans 25 years. And now that we're officially business partners, I want to brag on you for a couple of moments here because, guys, I've always admired and respected the level of class and, quite frankly, the sophistication inside your organization. I've never observed a team with the cool, confident swagger of the Diversified companies. And I've been around a long time. I've been around the business for 33 years. And you guys have, quite frankly, classed up our industry. And for that, I say thank you. This is truly an honor for all of us here at Integrity Marketing Group. You know, Integrity team, trust me when I tell you guys, and I really mean this, when the roses enter a room, you're going to know it. You know, some people call it charisma, some people call it charm, some say it's an energy. I call it a vibe, and it's infectious. Being around you guys is infectious. I mean, I think we're all sensing it over the phone, but when folks meet you and get to know you, and a lot of folks already know you on this call, but it really is a special thing. You know, one of the things that I think is really unique about this particular acquisition are the many skill sets that live inside this organization. I mean, it was interesting listening to your stories. I mean, each one of you, quite frankly, has what we like to refer to kind of as a special sauce that when combined, it can't be beat. I mean, Mike Sr. on the creative side, okay, heck, I didn't know you started out, you know, as an interior decorator, but it makes sense because nobody dresses better than you. You've got Mike Jr. on the IT side. I mean, seriously, think about this. We've got the creative side with Mike Sr. We've got IT with Mike Jr. You know, on the marketing side, nobody does it better than Anthony. You know, and then with training and coaching and all the mentoring that goes on with Danny, I mean, what a combination. So, I mean, I just love it. You know, there's so much respect and love, and this is why I made that comment earlier about how I'm just sitting here with such a smile on my face. This is a very unique family, and, you know, everything rises and falls on leadership, and it's equal amongst all four of these guys. Again, we're getting what I like to refer to as essentially 4 for the price of 1. You know, we've got 4 very unique people that all happen to share the same last name that genuinely love and very, very key to this is respect one another. And they all bring their own unique skill sets to the table. So, guys, I'm thrilled that you're here. There's just a wealth of knowledge, and, you know, we're going to be extracting from you as much as you're going to be extracting from us. So, with that, guys, welcome to Team Integrity. I couldn't be more thrilled.
Thank you, Alan.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for making the introduction for us and sharing with us what you have in the past. Thank you very much. You're a good friend, and we appreciate it. We love you. Thank you. And I'll give you the money that I told you I would after giving that very special praise.
There you go. That's hilarious. You know, yeah, that was awesome. Alan, thank you so much. We actually have another Integrity partner who's so excited to welcome you. Ed Shackelford, are you on?
I am here. Guys, congratulations. Mike, I think back, you know, when I met you in the Final Expense days, I mean, these guys sold a lot of Final Expense. And, you know, I didn't know the stories of each of you. Thank you, all of you, Anthony, Mike, Junior, Dan, for sharing, you know, this morning with all of us. We are so proud of you guys. I mean, Integrity, man, we hit a grand slam getting you boys. I'm telling you, the Rose boys, Alan, such a great job talking about this family. I'm just telling you, couldn't be prouder of you guys, you know, involved as watching you grow all these years from Final Expense to the talent of all of your boys here and just everybody staying in the industry. I have to tell you, Mike, you knew what you were doing, listening to you tell how you brought all these boys together and kept them in the industry. This, as we all know, it's an amazing industry, and we really did. Y'all are first class in working with you through the years. You all of you have a servant heart, loyalty, undeniable. I know that y'all are great with the agents. You, just like you said, I mean, they become family and friends, and you've been such an impactful, you know, in the industry. And Alan, I agree, they got charm, they got swag, they got you don't know what it is, but you know it's something special when you meet them. And when they enter a room, it's grand. I mean, it's coming. Guys, we love you guys. We're blessed to have you. And again, when I heard the news, I was just proud. I was sitting here thinking about, all these years in the industry and working with, it's really a small industry, but couldn't be prouder of what you guys have accomplished and where you are and where you're going to take this thing. And we're blessed to have you. So welcome to the Integrity team. And, man, anything you need, just let me know. Let anybody at Integrity know. We're here to help you guys. And I'm glad you guys came on board.
Thanks so much, Ed.
Ed, thank you.
Thank you very much, Ed.
That was awesome, Ed. I think we even have one more. I was thinking about this, Mike. Good thing that they're doing this all on their own. You don't have to pay any of them. Everyone you're so respected that everyone was asking if they can congratulate you.
I want that in writing. I know you guys are expecting a big check after that praise. I know them better than that.
Okay. I got it. By the way, while we're on, we have one other guest who's going to join, and then I have another little story to tell. Okay, so Frank Buse, are you on?
I am. Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Rose. Good morning, Anthony, Dan, and Ronnie. Congratulations. So glad to have you guys a part of the Integrity family. And I, like Alan and Ed, I can't say enough good things about the Rose family. And, I've known all of you for a long, long time. Mr. Rose, I've known you forever, and I still call him Mr. Rose because we all know each other from sales conferences and just, several years of seeing each other on the conferences and talking. And I tell you what, you talk about, like Alan said, when they enter the room, you know it. When I first met these guys, they walked in and they had what I thought was all the agents in the world at one of the sales conferences, and they made an entrance. And I said, who are these guys? And, I began to talk to some of their agents and saw how much their agents loved them and how much they praised them and talked about how good that they were to their agents. And that told me a lot about the character and the quality of people that the Rose family are. But I wanted, on a more personal note, I did want to say something about Mike Rose Sr. It was a time a few years ago I was really struggling, and I was at a sales conference. I won't get into my whole story, but I basically had to start over my entire business, and this was a few years back, and I was sitting there and after an award ceremony and just really struggling with a lot of things. And Mr. Rose came over to me and he called me off to the side and he talked to me and he said, hey, everything's going to be okay. And he reassured me and he let me know that, I still have a place in the business and that if I went back to doing what I knew how to do, everything would be okay. And I can't tell you how much that meant to me on a personal basis. And he had no reason to do that other than that's just the kind of man he is. That's so evident throughout his agency and with his sons now in the business. I mean, he leads from the top and just a great, great man. I'm honored that he's with us. I'm pleased to be his business partner now and just can't say enough good things. They're just high-quality people, always have been, and I'm so honored and pleased that they're now our business partners. Congratulations, Mr. Rose. Congratulations, Anthony, Dan, Ronnie. You guys are the best, and so glad you guys are with us now. So congrats, and glad you're part of the Integrity family.
Thank you, Frank.
Thank you, Frank.
Afford all of this. I don't know if we can afford all of this, guys. So I think a bit. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, we're so glad to have them. Congratulate you and all the partners. Phones are texting like crazy saying we can't believe they're a part of Integrity. And as I mentioned, you will love being a part of the Integrity family. I know you've had a couple experiences already where you were able to be in the room for some meetings that have been a big deal to us. And so we are now all of us together, which is awesome. What I was going to say before we close out today's show is I actually just saw the clown photo. I will not use it until we have permission, but I did hear that it was shown at your employee welcome meeting, and so I have a photo of it behind you speaking, Mike Sr. So I'll wait to do a little bit of negotiation before we share that out, but now I saw it with my own eyes.
Thanks a lot, Rachel.
You don't know that it was her. There were a lot of people in that welcome meeting before the holidays. Yes, we will use it sparingly, and we will ask for permission. So thank you, all of you Rolls Boys, for being on today's Inspire call. As mentioned, Alan mentioned, it is a big deal to be the first one of the year. We are just getting started. That is a Brian W. Adams quote, because this is the beginning of the year, and the energy carries us through the year. So we're so excited to start off this year with you. And as a reminder, this announcement of the Rolls Boys joining will go public tomorrow. Please be sure to share the good news on your social media accounts, like, share, friend, all that you can see that will be announced tomorrow. And please keep it confidential within the industry today, because this is our Integrity family news that we share first here on Inspire. So with that, congratulations, everyone, and thank you for joining. Have a great day.